Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. And boy, oh boy, do we have a good show planned for you today. Unless you've been living underneath a rock, I'm sure you're very well aware of the fact that the USDC stablecoin has fallen below $1 due to the Silicon Valley Bank going kaput. Right, they had a classic bank run. Depositors came to get their money out, and guess what? The money was not there. So I'm not going to hold anything back this live stream. I'll be covering everything from the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, the USDC depeg, to the emergency Federal Reserve meeting and the government intervention planned for tomorrow. What does this all mean for the cryptocurrency prices? I will be discussing all of that in this stream. So strap in. It's going to be a good one. Get some snacks, kick your feet up, and get comfortable. As usual, let's start things off with our crypto market overview and then get into the juicy details of exactly what is going on with the current events. Big shout out to Elvis saying, "Hi guys, let's do this." Oh, we're going to do it all right. We're going to do it properly too and not hold anything back this stream. Looking at the price of Bitcoin trading for $21,354. ETH 1550. As you see, we got a lot of green in the market right now. And I'm long ETH and I'm also long Filecoin up nicely. To me, this is just a short squeeze, nothing else. All right, so we're just trading this squeeze. Important to understand that. Let's just get into the news before we even look at the charts. So obviously USDC right now, it's 96 cents. And let's go and look at the USDC price versus USDT. And a lot of people were trading USDC, right? They were using leverage on Bybit to trade this move. Hey, volatility is volatility. A lot of people were buying USDC down here when it was around 90 cents, selling it up here around 95 to 97 cents. If you're making money, go for it. To me, it wasn't worth doing that. It wasn't worth the risk. I wasn't really interested in that move. But a lot of people right now, that's the talk of the town, trading USDC with leverage. Who would have thought it would ever come to that? Well, here we are, folks. Now, as you see, the price of USDC is still beneath $1. All right, that's very concerning. That means the system is still broken. Something is still very wrong here. So yes, we have altcoins pumping. We have Bitcoin above 21K. We have ETH at 1550. But like I said, right now, this is just a short squeeze because tomorrow is Judgment Day. Tomorrow is the day that we find out what is actually going to happen here. Now, this is an article that was actually updated 3 minutes ago talking about Judgment Day tomorrow. And we can see that the U.S. government is marshaling material action to stem the Silicon Valley Bank fallout. Now, for anybody that's just completely in the dark and has no idea what's going on here, essentially, Circle, which is the company behind USDC, they held over $3 billion of reserves for their stablecoin inside of the Silicon Valley Bank. And on Friday, the Silicon Valley Bank was forced to shut down. They had billions inside of their bank, mainly from United States startup companies. They also took deposits from startup companies in other countries. And essentially, with the FDIC, they insured 250K of deposits and nothing more, meaning that literally almost every single depositor has hundreds of thousands to millions, and in some cases, billions of dollars lost in this epic banking failure. This is a failure of epic proportions, as for years, cryptocurrency has been attacked, ridiculed by the United States government, by the SEC, by the Treasury, right? This is Janet Yellen over there looking like a pigeon attacking crypto for years. Meanwhile, right underneath her nose, we have fiat banks in the U.S. going down, going under. So clearly, somebody over at the SEC was not doing their job. But that's obviously in the past now because they have to fix the problem that essentially they let happen. So that's a little bit of a backstory in case you've been living underneath a rock and you have no idea what's happening right now. But let's get into this story about material action to stem the Silicon Valley Bank fallout. So U.S. authorities were preparing material action on Sunday to shore up deposits in the Silicon Valley Bank to try and stem any broader financial fallout from its sudden collapse. Sources familiar with the matter told Reuters. Mainstream media, I can't even read this BS. Anyway, Biden administration officials worked through the weekend to assess the impact of startup-focused lender SVB Financial Group Their failure on Friday, with a particular eye on the venture capital sector and regional banks, the sources said. Details of the announcement expected on Sunday were not immediately available, but one of the sources said the Federal Reserve could take action similar to what it did to keep banks operating during the COVID-19 pandemic. What does that mean? It means that the money printer may be going burr soon, and it also means they're going to want to use a taxpayer bailout similar to what they did in 2008. So who gets screwed in the end? The U.S. citizens, of course, right? The taxpayers. They just inflate the money supply even further to try and essentially make the depositors whole. But listen, this is a really messed up situation here. This is a very messy situation. So what does this mean for crypto? We have to wait until the actual announcement tomorrow for confirmation, because this move right now, let's go take a look at the Bitcoin price. This move on Bitcoin, like I said, to me, this is just a short squeeze. And we do have the possibility of getting up to this level. As you see, this is a supply zone up here at $21,800. Maybe we get up here, but I would not be looking for, to me, this is just a bearish retest and nothing more. All right, because as this article said, they are scared of broader financial fallout. What this Silicon Valley Bank situation is, it's simply a crack in the armor. It's a crack in the dam. It's a big flash shot up in the air, a big warning shot. Because there's a lot of other banks out there in the United States and really all around the world that are in a similar situation to the Silicon Valley Bank. Because I don't know if you're aware or not, but in March of 2020, the Federal Reserve actually got rid of fractional reserve banking, where you had to hold, I believe it was at least 10% of deposits in the bank. They actually said, no, you don't have to hold any reserves. You can actually hold 0% of your deposits. You can lend out every single penny that you get deposited into your bank and earn interest on that. So it's just the biggest scam that we've ever seen. And now they're going to try and bail them out here by possibly turning on the money printer. And the US dollar is just in a death spiral. This is why it is so important to understand cryptocurrency and understand hard assets that cannot be inflated into oblivion. Bitcoin capped at 21 million. ETH obviously is a deflationary asset now after the merge. But yeah, Litecoin too. Any hard asset, you understand that the downside is capped. All right, a hard asset like Bitcoin, there's a razor slim possibility that it ever goes to zero. A hard asset like Litecoin, slim possibility that it goes to zero. Maybe Litecoin, if things get really, really bad, the lowest I could see Litecoin actually going is like 20 to 30 bucks, which are the lows from over here in 2018 and also March of 2020. Right? Your downside is capped. Right? This Litecoin is not going to go beneath $20. I'll put my word on that one. Like I do not see that happening. It's a hard asset. The US dollar, on the other hand, it's going to go to zero. It's already down 99% in value from 1913 when the Federal Reserve was created. So right now, yes, it's very scary. There's a lot of fear in the market. A lot of people are probably panic selling out there. If you're panic selling, I'm not sure what to tell you, right? Are you a casual? Are you just a casual market participant that has zero conviction in the investments that you buy? Just because you watch some videos on YouTube or you see some guy on Twitter who looks like he knows what he's talking about, talking about a coin, and you buy it, and then after a few months or a few weeks, you just sell it because it went down in value? Are you a casual like that? Because if you are a casual, you should probably just leave and take your money, because it can get a lot worse from here. It can also get a lot better. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. But this is not for the faint of heart. Cryptocurrency, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into here and understand that you're playing the long game. Yes, we trade altcoins to make quick money and, go after those crazy big pumps that we see in a bull market. But the real fundamental value of crypto is the fact that it's actually a hard asset that has value in a world where fiat money is on a death spiral down to zero. So just understand that your downside is capped here. We're having a nice little short squeeze, which is great at the current moment in time. We're going to see what is going to happen tomorrow. Maybe something like Litecoin, we get a bearish retest up back to $100 or so. This is a weekly chart, up back to around 100, maybe, and then maybe we head down lower again. We don't know what is going to happen exactly. That's why we have to take it level by level. Now is a time of very, very high fear of more contagion, and it's not only crypto. This is the actual banking system possibly just breaking before our eyes right now. The Federal Reserve is being forced to act. They are being forced to make a decision. Turn the money printer back on and have inflation go through the roof, but you need to do that in order to save the scam banking system that you created in the first place? Or do you let these banks fail, which I personally think, if we actually lived in a free market economy, that we should actually just let the banks fail, because it was their wrongdoing that got us here in the first place. They lent out every single penny of their deposits so that they can earn interest on it and make more money. But guess what? You cannot do that, right? Obviously you can. They went ahead and did it. But if you want the system to work properly, you can't do that. So we're between a rock and a hard place right now. But I'm going to make it very clear. Are you a casual? Because if you're a casual, just get out. Don't waste your time looking at this. It's too stressful. It's too time demanding. It really will take up a large part of your life, cryptocurrency. So if you're a casual, just buy Bitcoin and ETH and wait until 2025 and go live your life. But if you're actually in this, now you understand that this is a time of maximum opportunity, because we have a time of maximum fear in the market. And when everybody is scared, everybody is panicking, we have crazy volatility in the market, and it usually does present the best buying opportunities. So we're close to the bottom as far as I'm concerned. I do believe 16K could very well be the bottom. Maybe we have, if the banking system fails here, which I don't see it really doing, but it could. If the banking system fails, maybe we get a capitulation, huge flush out lower, something like what happened in March 2020, right, where we dropped, as you see over here, in 1 week's candle. In March 2020, we dropped 52% in 1 week. Right, so maybe we get one of those again, where we drop 52% in 1 week. And that would take it to around 10K. It is possible. It's happened before, but it would need to be occurred by actual systemic failure. All right, and that is on the table right now. So if we get major systemic failure of the banking system, then yeah, we're probably going to get the big capitulation, and all the bears are going to be right that this wasn't the bottom. But if the Fed goes ahead and flips on the switch and starts printing money again, guess what? This is probably the bottom here, and maybe we get one last flush down. Take advantage of that. I know I will be, but I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen tomorrow with this big Federal Reserve meeting. Now let's kind of get into, let's read what else is happening over here. So we know that the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation protects up to 250K of deposits, any depositor's bank account. So there are worries about the Silicon Valley Bank deposits above this, which is the majority of the bank depositors in there. And U.S. officials are also keeping close watch amid increased withdrawals from other regional banks, right? A lot of other small banks out there in the U.S. have just as messed up balance sheets as the Silicon Valley Bank. And if all the depositors want their money back, guess what? It's going to cause another bank run. And it's just going to be mass panic, max fear, max panic, bank runs everywhere. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. This is it. The death of the US dollar right before our eyes. Sure, they can fire up the money printer again and kick the can down the road for a few more years. But really, that's all they have. They have a few more years at most. And yeah. Hope you got some Bitcoin for that. Probably going to need it. Anyway, more than 3,500 CEOs and founders representing 220K workers signed a petition starting by Y Combinator appealing directly to Yellen and others to backstop depositors, warning that 100,000 jobs could be at risk. Now I'm going to dive in here with my own personal opinion, kind of not in regards to the markets. All these tech companies all hire these employees out of college. All these tech companies are paying their bankroll, or they're paying their employees by VC money, because they're all new startups not actually making any money yet. It's a fake economy. Everything about this is fake. Fake money, fake jobs, fake economy. if you bail them out, I mean, it just goes to show we already know the true colors here, but it's just fake. And yeah, I mean, I hate to see people lose their job and have to struggle because they relied on a failing system. But listen, sometimes reality is going to slap you in the face. Welcome to the real world, homie. School is finished. It's not all sunshine and rainbows out there. All right, you can't just go and graduate, get a degree, and work at a startup that makes $0 and make 60 to 80K a year. It doesn't work like that in the real world. So yeah, a lot of people waking up to the fact of the harsh reality that people like you and I am sure have seen for years, maybe even decades if you're a bit older, the harsh realities of the system. But a lot of people have been cuddled and grew up very fortunate, and they were not exposed, or they just chose not to look at the reality of the situation, of the fakeness of the economy. And now it's all coming to light. We have the banking system just breaking altogether. Anyways, back to the story here. So a bunch of community banks could easily all get bank run as well. We can see that trillions of dollars in U.S. bank deposits are uninsured. That's because they just printed money out of thin air and they lend it out to earn interest on it. None of it makes sense. And if the people want to get their money out of the bank, it's just going to bring everything down. So I mean, if I were you, definitely have a cash stack hidden, right? Because you don't know if you're going to be able to get cash out or not in the future, because this is just a full-on failure of banking here. For some reason, my live stream chat just loaded, so I'm just seeing everybody's comment right now. Let's see what's happening. Shout out to Reverend Flashback. I'm doing great. We got Rigoberto here. We got Moby Sage, GT Nuts. We got David W, Raphael, Moby Sage. Michael, what's up, Michael? How are you? I'm doing well. We got Trucker Steve, Alpha TA. What's going on, Alpha TA? Appreciate all you guys being here today. Thank you. Lights F saying, isn't the Fed broke too? The Fed is broker than a joke, right? The Fed is lucky because they have access to the money printer. But listen, the Federal Reserve is not federal. They are a private corporation. On actual U.S. soil is the Federal Reserve. But the property line of the Federal Reserve is not actually considered to be a part of the United States of America, right? It's kind of some sketchy non-government organization. And also, they don't have any reserves. Yes, they are completely broke. So yeah, it's just a bigger joke that's being, exposed basically to all the people that have been living the ostrich life with their neck deep in the sand, choosing not to look at the obvious. We got AC Kletch. What's up, AC Kletch? How are you? AC Kletch saying, Silicon Valley Bank failing without a bailout seems to be particularly bad for our economy. Given all the tech and innovation that would be stifled, no, may prevent other regional bank runs. Oh, 100%. But listen, sometimes you got to flush the trash out. Because like I was just saying, all these new tech companies are funded by VC money. They don't actually make any money yet. And they're basically kind of shell ghost companies giving college graduates jobs. Just a fake economy. It's all fake. Let's see what else is going on here. We got Labradoodle. What's up, Labradoodle? How are you? Rigoberto saying, Connor, have you ever seen USDC depeg? Not like this, no. This is the first time I've seen USDC do something like this. Raphael, should I sell my USDC for USDT and swallow a 5% loss? That's completely up to you. Let's go look at this mess. So right now it's at 95 cents. So I mean, a 5% loss definitely hurts, right? It's annoying because you thought that your USDC was always going to be worth $1, and here it is worth 95 cents. So understand here that this does have the market is all probabilities. There is a probability that USDC goes to zero, right? Because of what's happening. But I would categorize that as a pretty low probability. Reason being, you have big companies like BlackRock and Vanguard backing USDC, and also Coinbase. We know Coinbase is the government's darling. The government loves Coinbase. They allow a lot of data to be seen about the cryptocurrency markets, etc. The U.S. government gets this insight because of Coinbase. So there's a pretty good chance that it's not going to go to zero and it will repeg. just because so many big players are backing it. But then again, we thought FTX was the cream of the crop, best exchange. Oh, they're never going to fail, right? The brightest minds in the space are behind it. Guess what? It still went to zero. So pray for the best, but expect the worst. It's just a joke of a system finally being exposed. And that's why I love hard assets. That's why I love proof of work hard assets mainly. And yeah, I mean, Litecoin below $70. Like I said, your downside is capped. This thing is not going to go beneath like $20. And that's absolute worst case scenario. You know, $20. That's like apocalypse doomsday scenario. Over here at 71, you know, back up to 100 is a 28.5% gain. We know it's going to go back up to 100. I have much higher targets, obviously, in the future. But all I'm trying to say here is that we got a lot of fire sales on the table, maybe even more fire sales coming in the coming days to weeks. And just understand that hard assets are the way to go. When you buy something for the long term in crypto, you should just count that money that you use to buy the asset as it no longer exists. Right? Do not put yourself in a situation where you need to force sell your crypto to pay for everyday life expenses. Every dollar you invest, understand that is going towards the future, and you're just protecting yourself for the inevitable of the dollar collapse. Right? Talking a lot of doomsday stuff here, but listen, it's just the reality of the situation, and we're seeing it in real time right now. So anyway, back to the question: should you sell the USDC? That's up to you. Right, if you want to take the 5% loss, take the 5% loss. There is a pretty good chance it goes back to $1, but you don't know. Right, so if you just want to be safe and forget about it so you can sleep well at night, just take the 5%. If you have hopes that it can go back to $1 and you don't mind taking on the risk of it dropping further than 5%, well then hold on. Right, but that I can't answer that question for you, Raphael, because I'm not a financial advisor and I can't tell you what to do with your money. Rigo saying turning on the printer right now is a very bad idea. Long term, we are screwed. Yeah, we're screwed either way, man. Or I shouldn't say we're screwed, but the money system in the U.S. government is bankrupt. Right, they're screwed. AC Clutch saying Roku had 25% of their assets in Silicon Valley Bank. Wonder how many other big companies are screwed. Oh, a lot of them. A lot of them are screwed, for sure. First Republic Bank is in trouble as well. Size of assets and depositors' funds is close to Silicon Valley Bank. And let's not forget about Silvergate is still an issue. That's 3 major banks in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, this is systemic failure here. Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. Lights F saying they just lost $3 billion. Yeah, so Lights F saying just take the 5% loss, basically. Profit Mood saying, bless up, Connor. I watch all your videos and your analysis is always balanced and solid. I'm long on Litecoin for a short-term trade. Good to hear that. We're having a short squeeze right now. Labradoodle asking for scalp targets on Litecoin and HBAR. So Labradoodle, the scalp target on Litecoin, let's go and look at the price chart here. It's going to be this high. It's going to be this high right here at $73 as your first scalp target. Now obviously we're at the start of the green zone here. This is going to offer an area of resistance as we see with 2 wicks already. So if you're long from down here, I would move this stop to break even. All right, if you got in before the big move your stop to break even. Maybe trim some profit here, 10%, 20%, whatever you're comfortable with. And then leave more for 73. And then you got the top of this green box over here at $75.90, $76 basically, and then 77. Those are going to be your scalp targets on Litecoin and HBAR. So HBAR recently, I'm not sure the exact specifics of the HBAR situation, but there was some kind of hack or malicious attack where money was stolen. I'm not sure if it was from a bridge or some kind of protocol or what, but I don't think it was just the HBAR Foundation stealing money, right? I think it was an attacker going in and figuring out an exploit to take money out. But anyways, that really crippled the price of HBAR. As we see, this thing's been kind of falling off of a cliff here. I mean, as with the overall general market, finding some support over here in this demand zone at below 5.5 cents. And we're bouncing from this yellow line. So if we want scalp targets, you would just be targeting these highs at like 6 cents. As you see, we're having some trouble getting through this little wick from over here on the left. But once we do clear this, your scalp target would just be these highs. 6.03 is a good level. And then we have Filecoin. So Filecoin with a beautiful move today. All right, we went long on this at 12:15 p.m. Just setting up, I mean, a pretty easy. We know the market's going to short squeeze, or at least I thought the market was going to short squeeze, pump to resistance, pull back right to the golden pocket on a line that I've had on my chart for a while. So that was the entry. And just a beautiful follow-through candle that we have right now. So realistically, I am targeting this wick high. I've already moved my stop to break even, and I've taken 20% of my trade off the table, realizing some of the profits in case it comes back to my entry. I still made money on it, but still have most of the trade running, looking for higher, looking for 550. You know, maybe I'll close out early at like 530 in this supply zone and leave some for higher, but regardless, 550 and then 577 as the targets on file. Now, a lot of stuff is squeezing. We also have Matic over here with a wick. And as I've been saying with Matic for a while now, anybody who's been watching the streams, I always get asked about Matic and my thoughts and my levels. And basically the level was 103, which was the original breakout level. Now price did overshoot that last week when everything was selling off rapidly because of that massive fear and contagion and panic and all that emotional energy in the market. It managed to flush the price, lower beneath the breakout level into this area of liquidity over here. But regardless, that $1 level on Matic is that major support resistance flip, and Matic did come back to it. It actually went as low as 94 cents here. Now it is squeezing. Now listen, don't be surprised to see this squeeze back into this green shaded box, right? And this goes from $1.13 up to $1.19. Right, so if Matic gets back up above 115, don't think that it's going back up to 150 and then going to $2. Because like I said, I'm treating everything right now as a short squeeze. And for all my scalps, I'm also long ETH. If we go take a look at ETH here. Longed ETH on Friday here. Great entry at 13.10. But anyways, for all of these long scalps, I'm treating them as short squeezes. I'm not necessarily treating it as a new leg rally up higher. So that's why I'm being so conservative, moving my stop up so quickly and just taking money off of the table so quickly. But yeah, don't get overly bullish on this short squeeze is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, because most likely we're going to get rejected and at least test these lows that we made last week. Probably go lower, especially after we find out what's going to happen tomorrow with this emergency Federal Reserve meeting. Emergency, emergency, the banking system is failing and we need to print more money and screw over the taxpayers more. So yeah, just don't do anything too irrational right now is basically what I'm trying to tell you. Understand that it's a crazy time in the market and it could get a lot worse because we're experiencing systemic failure in the dollar, in a death spiral. So if we look at this over here, crypto whales suffer huge losses due to the USDC depeg, Silicon Valley Bank collapsing. The depegging of the USDC stablecoin has affected other stablecoins, wreaking havoc on crypto projects and stakeholders in a massive chain reaction. Let's see, this quote here. Dujun, the co-founder of a cryptocurrency exchange, Huobi Global, saying that he dodged Luna, dodged the Three Arrows Capital collapse. He even dodged the FTX and their collapse. But I couldn't avoid Silvergate nor Silicon Valley Bank and USDC. Asked a few crypto veterans, losses amounted to greater than $1 billion in stock and deposits, myself included. I'm very upset, and it's time to cut down on my budget. All right, this is just one of many sad stories of people getting wrecked because of these current events happening. So MakerDAO with the DAI stablecoin in trouble right now. Justin Sun Uh, moving some big money around on the blockchain. Curve also getting squeezed. So we can see this quote: for USDC to go bust, it needs to satisfy three conditions. There is an abundance of deposits on the Silicon Valley Bank and three other at-risk banks. The recovery rate for such deposits remains low, and USDC cannot mitigate such losses. So they're basically saying right now, if the Silicon Valley Bank, if they don't get bailed out, that $3.3 billion of USDC reserves that are going to get vanished is going to be enough to take the whole thing down. So, yeah, take that as you will. I mean, this is an article from Cointelegraph, so it's their opinion, not my own. But it's possible. Anyways, this guy here, I guess I don't know who this guy is or what his deal is. But I guess it took this event for him to realize that Bitcoin was a real thing. He said, "Today I finally understand the anger that led to the creation of Bitcoin. It took all of this for you to realize that. This guy's a fool." I'm not even going to read the rest of his tweet. He does not deserve the attention. And yeah, a lot of fear out there right now. A lot of fear. Let's catch up with our live chat right here. No problem, Raphael. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, smash up that like button. Appreciate your support. Austin Craig saying, thoughts on VeChain as an investment? It survived more than 5 years thus far, maybe hodl for another 2 to 3 years. VeChain is fundamentally sound. They are not going to go anywhere. So as an investment, yeah, VeChain should do well over the next 2, 3, 5 years. They're also a Chinese coin. But let's take a look at this chart here on VeChain. So, I mean, to me, this is like an inverse head and shoulders. A lot of the charts look the exact same. VeChain has not recovered like the others, right? Things like ETH and Filecoin and Phantom and Matic, all recovering better than this. But I would say this would be your neckline. And it's trying to break out right now. But yeah, to answer your question, thoughts on VeChain as an investment for the next 2 to 3 years? You'll probably make money, but I think there's going to be there already is a lot of other better opportunities on the market for that time horizon that I like better than VeChain. But yeah, it will be here for another 2 to 3 years, and it will probably do well. Tintin saying, hi Connor, what's up Tintin, how are you? Reverend Flashback, Connor, what is your opinion on the Silicon Valley Bank executives dumping their own bags for the past few weeks? Good question, Reverend Flashback. My opinion on that is that there's nothing new under the sun. Listen, I can't really say my true thoughts here on YouTube because, you know why. But they knew. They obviously knew. They knew that it was going to go down, so what did they do? They sold stocks, they gave bonuses to their executives. They basically took money while it was still there because they knew the whole ship was going to sink. So my opinion, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. We know that the world is crooked and corrupt, and this is just another example of that. And of course, who gets screwed over in the end? Well, not the bank, but the actual depositors, U.S. taxpayers that put their money in the bank. They're the people that get screwed the most. So it's just the same thing over and over and over again, basically, from the people that are supposed to serve and protect, not doing any of that. So no surprise, really. Dominic Masonry saying H-bar and algo with a nice death, skull and bones. Let's take a look at Algorand. So algo, yeah, I was looking at algo. Somebody in my Discord was asking me about algo. And if we look at this chart, it's so close to its bear market lows. From current price to the bear market lows is only a 15% downwards move. That can happen in an hour. 15% can happen in 1 hour. Can happen in 5 minutes. So at this point, most likely algo will come down and test this level again. And then just below, you have the lows from the March 2020 crash, below 15 cents. So, yeah, I mean, 15% to the bear market bottom is nothing. It can easily happen. I mean, in 3 weeks, this thing retraced essentially the entire pump from the start of the year. And as you can see, it's not quite at the 88.6. The 88.6 at 17.5 cents is an interesting level to myself. That's very intriguing to me. 17.5 cents. But yeah, algo coming back sub 15, it's very possible. 15% away, it can happen, like I said, in 5 minutes. So weak sauce, couldn't break out, couldn't even recover the support resistance flip level from the FTX crash. That's how weak it was up here. Pretty pathetic performance from algo, but hey, here we are. All right, this is that support level. This was the main support of the bear market before FTX and Sam Bankrupt fraud went down. Right, we lost the support, tried to reclaim it, but got rejected over here. So yeah, algo looking weak. Don't be surprised if it tests the lows and even comes down into this demand zone from March of 2020. USDT right now trading at a premium above $1. So a lot of people out there taking advantage of the arbitrage opportunity, and they were selling their USDT for USDC when it was at a discount yesterday. Right now, USDC is trading for $1.04, almost $1.05. At one point yesterday, it was trading for $1.18. So absolute madness happening. The system is breaking. Moby Stage, is Quant a nice place to store your money because of its scarcity and ISO compliance? Moby, not really, no. So Quant, it's got solid fundamentals, if you will, but the fundamentals cannot be compared to actual networks like Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin. All right, these are actual networks that have decades of transactions on them, all because of actual energy in the real world being used to mine and secure the network. Right, Quant was created from some professor, that guy Gilbert Verdun, in cahoots with central banks, on how they're going to distribute a central bank digital currency out. All right, it can't be compared. It's not even at all in the same category as your decentralized cryptocurrencies. So no, to answer your question, Moby, it's not a good place to store your money compared to stuff like Bitcoin. It's not on the same playing field. Absolutely not. Elvis saying, what levels must Bitcoin break in order to be considered bullish once again? Good question, Elvis. So in order for Bitcoin to be considered bullish, listen, a weekly close, let's go to the weekly chart here. A weekly close like this isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. Certainly concerning, but it would be a lot more concerning if this candle was filled up more, right? If we got a weekly close down here beneath 20K, that would have been like run for the hills. This is really, really bad. But if Bitcoin closed where it is right now, at say 21K, this weekly close is actually not that bad because it would have just swept this low over here. So first things first, in order for us to flip bullish again, we want to see how this week is going to close. We want to see what's going to happen tomorrow with the emergency Federal Reserve meeting. But let's drop this back down to a daily here. So even if we come back up to 24, 25K, we still can't flip bullish. We have to treat it as a bearish retest at this moment in time because the bullish market structure was broken. What is the bullish market structure? It was this. It was this here. However you want to draw your line, whatever. But essentially, Bitcoin was trading in this channel, and these lows, this trend line low is being respected. Right, but once it broke here, once it broke below, then all the bullish market structure in the higher time frames was invalidated. All right, this completely got rid of the bullish market structure. So even if we come back up to 25K, you still have to treat it as a bearish retest. This is resistance. In order for us to flip bullish again, if we get a daily or a weekly candle close above this high over here at $25,260, then we can flip bullish again. But even if Bitcoin comes back up here to 25K, you have to still treat it like a bearish retest right now. Austin Craig saying, thank you, brother. Berlin is always with you. Maybe mention your top 3 picks besides Bitcoin and Ethereum as a long-term investment. Yeah, I mean, stuff I talk about a lot. I like Litecoin a lot. H-bar should do pretty well. AI, decentralized storage, all these sectors should do amazing. You guys know I like Fed, I like Ocean. If we're going to talk decentralized storage, Filecoin should do super well in the next bull run, easily over $100. That's a 20x from current price. Yeah. Connor, did you collect the whale airdrop? They're airdropping for Terra, Juno, and others coming. Details on their Twitter. Tintin, no, I did not. But I had, it wasn't any crazy amounts. It was like hundreds of dollars in white whale that I bought back in the Terra days. And I have not claimed the airdrop, so I should go do that. Thank you for reminding me. Let's see. Sal Villanueva. Hey, Connor, can you check near? I can indeed check near protocol. Let's take a look at this chart. So it's squeezing, but not really as hard as a lot of the other alts we're seeing right now. Let me see where this daily open happened. Okay, so from the daily open, it's up 2.45%. So this is bearish. Reason being, it did not manage to close above these highs, right? Notice how it was rejected flat. Both candles closing beneath this orange line. So this is pulling back now. Expect this to pull back to around the daily open price at 180. Right, maybe it even comes back and tests this low over here at 176. But this on near protocol right now is looking not great on the lower time frames. You got a supply zone up here. This would have been your kind of overall scalp target if you were long from down here, say from 177, right? First you target this high and then you target this high. So I mean, after this pullback, it could pull back here into this area and then hit this supply area and then come back down. But not the time to long, not really the time to short either, because it's in a short squeeze. So if you're not in a trade right now, just don't do anything basically. But on the higher time frames, right, like I entered Filecoin earlier. I would not advise anybody to get in now, right? I moved my stop loss as a risk-free trade. So you really got to be very precise when you're scalping this market, and you can't do things late or it's not going to work. But anyways, right to the monthly open from December, as we see here on the higher time frame, and right into our green demand zone as well. And from high to low, if we pull a fib from this wick down to the low, this is close to the golden pocket, but not exactly. Did dip beneath that. So from here, we have our 78.6 at $1.57.5, and then we have our 88.6 at $1.41.5. So lower, these are the levels that you want to basically wait for. I can see it wicking to the 88.6 on a big capitulation if it happens. If we're talking percentage-wise, it's another 23% down move, which isn't that crazy. It can happen easily in a day or a few hours. So yeah, I mean, maybe near comes back down here to 145. Also lines up perfectly with this wick. So it would all line up with the technicals for near. But like I said, if you're long right now looking for the scalp target, it's going to be around 190 up here, this high. Cambo Zone saying, glad to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Cambo Zone. Same with you. Hope you're doing well. Fractal saying, Algo is still down from the ICO price. Yeah. That guy what's his name, Silvio, the professor from MIT. Somebody better tell that guy to get to work. Pre-sale investors, ICO investors aren't happy. Get to work, son. So Glimmer back down to the bear market lows. Fat rejection here. So, yeah, this thing. Problem with Glimmer is that nobody really uses the network right now. So there's no real demand for the token other than people just, buying it for the longer term when they believe there will be demand for it. But right now it's all just pure speculation, along with 99% of the actual market. So it can easily spend a lot more time in this gray box. But, 35 cents, this is the bear market low here. You're 4 cents away from the bear market low, so definitely a worthy place to, consider investing for the longer term. Like I said, if you're a casual, well then this isn't for you. Right? If you're going to panic if it comes down here to 25 cents and you sell, just stay away. Don't even bother. Right? If you can't eat a downswing of 28%, 30%, then this game ain't for you. But if you understand the long-term implications of this, well then 35 cents is a great price. It's at the bear market lows now. If it does make new lows, I just use the fib, and below you got 24 cents and you got 15 cents as your two closest fib levels based off of the most recent fractal on the daily time frame. So that's Glimmer. If it makes new lows, it's coming down here to 25 and then 15. Nice round numbers as well. Moby saying, love your honesty, Connor. This is why I come back year after year. You tell it how it is. Thank you, Moby. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Dianese84, can you do TA on CRX? The DeFi Kingdom of Arbitrum. Sure, I'm sure we'll have to go to DEX tools for that. CRX. Mind games. So if it's the DeFi Kingdoms of Arbitrum, you better not hold on to this thing for too long, because it will end like the last DeFi Kingdoms. Let me see this. DeFi Kingdoms was wild. Let me see this. DeFi Kingdoms was wild, especially from a YouTube content creator perspective, because I saw so many channels blow up from one DeFi Kingdoms video. Right? A lot of I'm not going to say who they are, but a lot of people have a lot of subscribers literally only from DeFi Kingdoms. Right? It was just a crazy opportunity. I didn't make any DeFi Kingdoms videos. I never touched it. But I remember back when it was big and blowing up, people would make how much money I'm making from DeFi Kingdoms, get like 50,000 views and like 10,000 subscribers from one video. That's when you better get the heck out. When it's that popular on YouTube, the opportunity is no longer there. If you're buying when it's all over YouTube, you are the exit liquidity. So let this be a lesson, what I just told you from my DeFi Kingdoms experience, what I saw happen on crypto YouTube. Like I said, one person would post a video, get 50k views and like 10,000 subscribers in a week from one DeFi Kingdoms video. When it's that popular and being searched that much, you better get the heck out and run for the hills, because that thing is going to go to Goblin Town very shortly after. Now, if we look at this CRX, I've never heard of this until today when I was just asked about it, but looks like a healthy pullback. It's brand new. It's beginning of March. It's like less than 2 weeks old. So Pulled back 60% from its high. So really helpful. There's still little information to go. I mean, listen, it's down 60%. If you're bullish, cool. You can buy it from a 60% discount from the highs. I'm not touching this. If I'm going to buy anything on Arbitrum, it would be ZyberSwap, which is also down mega from its highs. ZyberSwap respecting our areas of liquidity here on the chart. Down 87% from the high at $23. So yeah, this is a good level. If it's going to make a comeback, you're going to be able to make money if you get in here. Market cap, let me see this. Market cap of ZyberSwap is currently $4 million. So maybe you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if we have more contagion and fear, low caps like this are going to get hit the hardest. So optimally, I want to buy it at this green line at 175. But also be aware of the fact that it has daily time frame bullish divergence here, so I could this is a bottoming signal. All bottoms are going to give you this setup, and ZyberSwap has it right now in a demand zone. All right, you got the RSI getting stronger, price sliding lower, so this is exactly what you look for. I just realized you can't even see that on the bottom of my screen. There you go. So yeah, it's got the recipe for a bottom, but we're experiencing systemic failure of the banking system in the US, so it can easily just drag it down more. Let's see, Lee Z, can you please check VLX? Sure. These coins, I mean, listen, VLX, it's trash. It's trash, but I'll chart it. Let's get this Qcoin chart. All right, so VLX at all-time lows. Not sure what you want me to say here. It's literally at, you know, the bear market all-time low prices. So either it bounces again or it makes new lows. I wouldn't touch this. I have no interest in VLX, but it's at the bottom of the chart, literally. If we look at this, all right, the all-time low is actually 1.2 cents. You can't see that on Qcoin though, but it's actually pretty close. We put a line at 1.2 cents. It's only 41% away. Can easily get there. Market cap $51 million. Yeah, this thing is at its lows. What do you want me to tell you? maybe it can bounce back up here to 3.3 cents, or this support resistance flip at 3.9 cents, but not interested in this. Alright, for storage projects, SCP is much better tech than Filecoin and completely decentralized. Filecoin made tons of money from VCs many years ago, but they are not the best storage project. Good point, RA. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware that Filecoin has its flaws, but in a bull market, I see it doing well. It was the point I was making before about it. All right, I see it as there's no guarantees, but Filecoin is probably going to do super well in this next bull market. And SCP I've never heard of before. I mean, if we're going to talk decentralized storage, the best that I'm aware of is going to be Akash on Cosmos. This is a gem. AKT. And wow, I mean, if you're waiting for a dip, well, you got one now. It's down 50% from where it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Right on this support level too, from back here. Yeah, Akash. Talking about decentralized storage, it's better than. I mean, I don't know what your coin is, SCP, but Akash is very solid. Woody's saying, good afternoon, Crypto Empire family, and hello, Connor. What is happening? Woody, good to see you here. Amsterdam saying, hey, Connor, just tuning in. Crazy what's happening with the Silicon Valley Bank. Curious what will happen this week. So, a lot of people are definitely curious. We know that the Fed is having an emergency meeting tomorrow. And investors are concerned that these failures could reduce confidence in the banking sector, particularly mid-sized banks with underneath $250 billion in deposits. These banks are not deemed too big to fail and do not have to undergo regular stress tests or safety valve measures passed in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. So what's going to happen this week? Your guess is as good as mine. We don't know. We have to see what they're going to say in this emergency meeting tomorrow. We can see this article here. The headline is that Secretary Yellen, can she even think? She's so old. Nothing against old people, but listen, it gets to a point where you got to be unqualified to do a serious job that requires a lot of critical thinking. Yeah, they're saying they're not going to get bailed out. But let's see. Anything good? Any good information in this article? Not really. What do I think is going to happen? I think more banks will go down. It's inevitable. It's cooked. The whole system is cooked. GSD saying, Connor, you're my favorite crypto YouTuber. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, GSD. I mean, real recognizes real, so I'm glad that you recognize that. So thank you for your support, my man. Daniil saying, Connor, you are legend, man. Thank you, Daniil. I appreciate it. Profit Moods. Hello, Connor. Where do you buy assets with ETH? I use BitGet, but I don't see how to buy gaming coin on that exchange. Use Uniswap to buy assets with ETH. All right, go to Uniswap on CoinGecko. Click on the link over here that says uniswap.org. It's going to take you to their website. Then hit Launch App in the top right corner, and you can go ahead and trade whatever asset you need for ETH here, as you see. Danil saying, crazy you can just talk with a billionaire live nowadays. Nowhere close to a billion, Danil. Very far away from a billion, but we're on our way there. I mean, listen, by the time I'm old and gray, the plan is to have at least $1 billion. But yeah, we're working our way up there, one step at a time. You start making your first 10K, then 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 250, 300. It's a ladder. It's one step at a time. And crypto does allow you to really skip the ladder rungs, skip the steps. But it's super important to to not have your thermometer go up too quickly, because most people, the lottery syndrome, as I'm sure you're aware, most people blow all their money. If they never had it before and they come upon a sudden windfall, they just blow it all. So one step at a time, that's how we take it. But I appreciate your support. Ian M saying, I never have enough cash for dips and refuse to buy with credit. I need to do better with patience. Yeah, it's very easy to fall into the trap of getting overly bullish when the times are good. And then when times are like these, you use all the capital. That's common. A lot of people, it's like a very common thing that happens. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's no for next time. What goes up must come down. What goes down must go up. So wait for the fear to buy. Nanook saying, hi Connor, how's it going? Bit late for the show. Did you already look at Bitcoin dominance? Have a great Sunday. Nanook, I have not looked at Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at that now. So Bitcoin dominance, we just got a $2 super chat from Sanretsu saying, sup Connor, sir, I'm gonna bug you for some TA on Tonic. We'll look at Tonic before this thing. Is this that Kronos coin that you always ask me about on the crypto.com blockchain? Yeah, it is. Listen. So there's a lot of content creators out there that love to focus on like 3 coins. They love Shiba Inu. They love Luna Classic, Terra Luna Classic. And they also, I see Tonic on these channels as well. It's like the meme channels all talk about the same coins because that's how they get all their views. Because if they tried to provide actual value, nobody would actually watch them and take them seriously. So they talk about memes all day. But yeah, Tonic, not immune to a market downfall, as you can see. Has been sliding with the majority of the market during this entire dip. And now it's coming up to this trend line. So this is your resistance level. Like I said, I'm treating everything right now as a short squeeze bearish retest. So unless you have a confirmed breakout of this trend line, there's no reason to be bullish. Look for a rejection at this line. And that's going to be 0.0, yeah, fraction of a penny. 0.0, bunch of zeros, 19, or yeah, 1974. But yeah, this is your resistance. This is a meme coin as far as I'm concerned. I only see meme coin YouTubers talk about it. Anyways, back to Bitcoin dominance. Still holding the trend up, but it did sweep these lows over here at 43%. Target remains the same, that this goes to 50%. If we go to a 1 month chart on this, really takes out all the noise. You can just see a cleaner picture of what's happening. Let's clean this up. So in the 1 month chart, ever since May of 2021, Bitcoin dominance has just been range bound down here. And we had 2 very strong months for Bitcoin dominance in December and January. Now February and March have both been pullback months. But to me, this is setting up to be a rally-based rally formation. And I still have Bitcoin dominance coming over here to the top of the range, at least 47%. But the main target I'm looking for is 50% for Bitcoin dominance. So if you look on the monthly chart, it just clears out all the noise. It's not that far away because, as you see, all it takes is 1 bullish month for Bitcoin dominance to get back up here to 47 or even 50%. So it can happen in 1 month. and it probably will happen because this is where I'm targeting for it. And while we're at it, we might as well look at the Dixie, or the dollar. So the dollar obviously not doing too hot with a systemic banking failure. And now what's going to happen now, right? A lot of talks about the money printer going back on. What happened to the dollar the last time the money printer turned on? Well, we can use a monthly price chart and look that the money printer was turned on in March of 2020, which is going to be right here, this high wick. And that was, of course, the top. The dollar went ahead and it dropped 13% over the course of a few years. How long was this exactly? Right, over the course of 1 year and one year and 1 quarter. 1 year and 4 months, it dropped 13% from 102 down to 89. Now, if they turn the printer back on, probably will come back down here to, 95, 97 to 95, 94. That's going to be very bullish for risk on assets. So, yeah, hard for the dollar to do well if they're just going to print it into oblivion. Definitely throws a curveball into things. We got Jazzy saying, "What's up, legend? Good to see you today." Thank you, Jazzy. Guys, if you're enjoying this stream, smash that like button for me. Thank you for your support. RA saying, "You're right, the price of Filecoin will do well." Cool, I'm glad that we can agree on that, RA. Tintin saying, "I got Akash, Stakos, and ZUS in storage solution. Bullish 100x last 2. Let's check them out. Check out Tintin's low cap gem picks. First, we got Stakos. Log into this account. Tintin, I gotta save your picks, man, so I can look at them after the stream. We got Stakos and we got ZUS. ZUS. Nice cloud storage logo there. Market cap 8 million. Only on Bancor and Balancer. I like that. I like that it's only on Balancer. Cool. I'll check these out, Tintin. Thank you for sharing. Tintin, I think China opening up and Chinese buying crypto big time can save us. Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about that a lot, the Chinese stimulus that's happening right now. In China, it's the current equivalent of what happened after the Fed gave everybody helicopter money in the U.S. in 2020, right? It's just they're printing money, they're giving out stimulus, and they're trying to stimulate their economy after being shut down for multiple years. So, hey, if the Chinese people just want to buy crypto with all that stimulus, that's great. Good for us. I also agree with you that it can save us, but yeah, we'll see what happens with the dollar. Moonshine says, "I think this is the pivot. I could be wrong. I believe there will be a bid on the debt Silicon Valley Bank. Maybe we'll see 0.25 increase, but who knows?" I agree. If they try to raise the interest rate by 50 basis points, it's just not going to end well, and I think they know that. It would just break the system even more, because a big reason that this bank run happened was because interest rates are going up, and it's just breaking. The whole system is breaking altogether. So yeah, maybe we'll see that 0.25, 25 basis point increase. I think we probably will. We'll see if anybody wants to buy Silicon Valley Bank. But yeah, just a mess of a situation, really. CR08 says, "Good morning from Australia, Crypto Empire fan. Much respect for the alpha. Thank you for the support." We got Guy Crip with us. What's up, Guy Crip? CR08, Connor, do you think Crypto GPT token will do well? I do think it will do well. Let's take a look at GPT. So it's held up very well in the wake of this turmoil happening. It's had a couple of dips low over the weekend. It did drop beneath 4 cents again, but it recovered nicely, tested these highs at 5.5. Again, this is a brand new coin, and Dow Maker over here, their token trading for $1.74, $260 million market cap. They're a crypto launchpad, so they incubate and launch new projects. They've launched a lot of bangers in the past, a lot of ones that have done really well. As we can see, some of the ones they've launched. More recently, they launched like Primal and stuff. So yeah, crypto GBT basically is just encapsulating the ZK rollup narrative, the artificial intelligence narrative, and the to earn narrative. Because basically, if you use their version of ChatGPT, you make money from the data from you just using the application. So I do think it will do well, especially when the AI coins get another run. This should do super well. Crypto GBT. It's brand new though, so keep that in mind. MD asking about Phantom. Yeah, let's take a look at Phantom. So Phantom is crushing it right now. If you are long your scalp targets, you're getting to one right now at 0.3617, this yellow dotted line. And then your next scalp target would be this high at 37.8 cents. And then the next one would be this high over here at 39 cents. So this is just the short squeeze playing out. Right, we were going sideways, dip, send. That's the lower time frames. Again, treat this as a short squeeze, Sunday scam pump, all that verbiage, right? But Phantom will hit $1, and you know your downside is limited. You know, it probably doesn't go beneath 16 cents, and if you think it's going to go to $1, you know, you have your risk reward there. It's a pretty obvious trade to me. But for sure, this is one of the stronger coins, but it's not immune to systemic banking failure. So if we do get that capitulation this week or the week after that, then I would look to buy it around 25 cents. But yeah, for now, treat it as a scalp. This current pump at 39 cents would be the final scalp target. What he's saying, if you have not done WAGMI and WASDR, please check those and possible chart. Join late and we'll rewind later. Well, Woody, you're in luck because I have not looked at WASDR or WAGMI yet, so we can go look at those. So WASDR, let's look at it in my trading view chart. WASDR over here, every time it goes beneath 2 cents, it gets bought up. And it looks like this time is no different. I hope we get the crash back down to like 1.5 cents. I'll be buying a ton of it down here. Already own a pretty nice size of this. But yeah, WASDR, every time it goes beneath 2, it gets bought up. Right now it's at 1.99. Technically, it is in the buy zone beneath 2 cents for myself. And that's WASDR. And WAGMI. WAGMI Games also holding pretty well. Go to a weekly chart. So if you look at this, it was in this bottoming formation for like 8 months, 6-8 months, something like that. Had the breakout, and now it's just been consolidating above this range high support. So this is still looking pretty good, and it's still underneath the exchange launch price over here. So WAGMI, market cap right now, $10.4 million, low cap. Same with WASDR. WASDR is less than a $10 million market cap. And yeah, I got high expectations for WAGME. Shout out to McNaz96, by the way, for first letting me know about WAGME games. But not a lot to talk about with this chart. New coin. This is a weekly chart. Broke out just in consolidation. If it comes down back into our range, that's the buy range. You know, even if it just touches the range high, you have to consider that in the buy range, and you can't be too greedy because you don't know if you're going to get lower. But anywhere underneath this green line is in the buy range. That's WAGME Games. Another one that has super high potential. Gaming Studio, just starting out with a tower defense mobile game. RA saying great live, Connor. Appreciate that. Nanook says, is this a plan to push CBDCs? Good question. You have to wonder if this is planned. I don't think so. Reason I don't think so is because if USDC goes down, the public loses all trust in digital money. Right? This is supposed to be the government Fed-backed stablecoin. If this fail, like also already all trust is lost. Right? People are never going to trust USDC again. So, and if it fails, like all trust in digital dollars is lost. So I don't think this was supposed to happen. I think they just got caught in the crossfire of the Silicon Valley Bank. But yeah, they need the dollar to die for CBDC, so who knows? A lot of tinfoil hat discussion there. We got Harry with us, Make Money with Harry. What's happening? Telling everybody to smash that like button. Smash it up. Appreciate it, Harry. Edwin saying, greetings from the Netherlands. First time here. What's up, Edwin? How are you? McNaz saying, Connor, is there a way to know who a DEX pulls their price info from? Specifically Uniswap. Do they use CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap? I am not sure on the exact details of how the Uniswap price is, where it's pulled from. I'm assuming they use the Chainlink Oracle, and yeah, Chainlink has their methods of pulling it from various different sources. So I'm not sure exactly how to answer that question, McNaz. Moonshine says, if you get a chance, can you take a look at OP, and what is your take on ETH security talk? I love this channel. I've been dropping your channel name and other channels live chat. Moonshine, you're the best for doing that. Thank you for spreading the good word about Crypto Empire. And we can look at OP. And my thoughts on Ethereum as a security. So if you look into that a little bit further, it's the New York Attorney General suing KuCoin, saying that they were selling unregistered securities because Ethereum is a security. They're bending the narrative to try and fit their case. I don't think that it will. It's not the SEC, it's the New York Attorney General, so it's not nearly as serious. And the SEC probably wouldn't take the case because they'd probably lose. So I wouldn't be too worried about that, basically. Now, Optimism OP tagged 180, actually tagged 176 and a half, 177, and now is short squeezing like everything else. So again, your targets for this 210 would be a target level, and then you have 219, 220 as your next target level for OP. But again, we don't know what's going to happen with the emergency meeting tomorrow, what's going to happen with Silicon Valley Bank if more banks go down. So treat this move as a day trade, as a scalp. Move your stops up, and don't be too greedy with them. But OP short squeezing nicely. Not the time to enter now, right? You'd be late. But if you're already long, your stop should be at break even, and you're targeting 210 and 219. Now, I mean, on the higher time frames, it hit 177. Your next level beneath that is 160 with a low at 157. So I see it coming back down. Like if this situation gets worse, this area, this red box at $1.50 is the logical level that I can see the price coming down to. Suave Corleone says, I have made in the live stream. Hope I'm not too late, team, and hit the likes. What's going on? This guy gives us free game. What's up, Suave? How are you? You are a little bit late, man. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes, and we don't have too much time left. Nanook says, CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap is using the price on the DEX, not the other way around. Yeah, makes sense, Nanook. Could be to destroy trust for stablecoins that make the case for their own trustworthy CBDC. Yeah, if you believe that, then you need help. But good point, AC Clutch. It is possible. It is possible. We got Randy also says, sorry for joining in late. Hi, all, but I've been keeping up with the market declines. I'm ready to get back in. What's up, Randy? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're kind of wrapping this one up. I do want to look at one more. Let's look at Kava. Because Kava's been performing relatively well the past few days in the wake of this market turmoil. So Kava on the lower time frames, struggling to get above this level. Kava is very interesting how, it finished its crash well before the rest of the market, and it's been rallying during this time of contagion. It only dropped around 35% from high to low, which is a lot better than a lot of the other altcoins you see on the market. So Kava right now is showing us that it's strong relative to a lot of the other altcoins. Usually when something like this is showing the strength, it wants to do better than the overall market when it does flip bullish, when the market flips bullish. Yeah, I mean, this thing is strong. I'm not sure why, but it's got everything that you look for. Let's see what happens when the price reaches this high. If it sweeps it, that's your short. That's your short entry trigger, especially on something like a 4-hour or a 6-hour chart. Right? Notice how it hasn't swept the level yet. Probably will sweep this level at $1. And like I said, if it closes beneath it on like the 4-hour, the 6-hour, the 12-hour, that's your short entry trigger. And this is your supply zone up here, $1.08. But yeah, when Kava eventually does break out again, it's going to rip really, really hard. Because if you look at this chart, it's got a huge gap to fill higher. Right, this is the May wick over here at $1.42. It's so far away from that. 48%, 50%, back up to 142. So, this ultimately is where it will go when it can break this. But for now, definitely have to tread on the side of caution. But we know where it's going. All right, we know it's going back up here to 142. Just a matter of which path it takes, right? One of these two paths. But right now, I'm still continuing to treat everything as a bearish retest. Filecoin crushing it for us. ETH, what's Matic doing? Matic Not as good. Filecoin was the one to go with. Good to see that trade playing out well. And ETH too. Good thing I took some profit up here at 1550. Perfect timing. All right, guys. We will, Harry, we covered Filecoin and Phantom already in the stream. Filecoin, right, getting closer towards the first technical target here. As I'm sure you've seen in the Discord, I already moved the stop to break even and took partial. And then Phantom also crushing. Really the same picture as Filecoin. Another point on the chart here, approaching 36.17. That's a scalp target. Next one at 37.8. Next one at 39. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tried to cover the whole banking system failure as accurately as I can without leaving any stones unturned and sugarcoating it like most of the snowflakes you see online talking about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. So have an amazing rest of your weekend. Be well. Do what you got to do to get where you want to get. And I'll see you all very soon right here at Crypto Empire, where we dominate the cryptocurrency market. And listen, if you want to get more access to myself and see what I'm doing all the time, go to cryptoempirecode.io and then hit join Discord at the top of the screen and check out the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group. And if you are looking for a crypto exchange to trade on, I highly recommend that you check out the BitGet exchange. You can use my link down in the description below to sign up. You get a ton of deposit bonuses as well as a discount on fees when you do use my link, and I do greatly appreciate your support. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see you all very soon right here at Crypto Empire.